Okay, class, let's talk about assignment 5. So on assignment 5, you're going to do an elevator pitch, kind of like an interview pitch, by making an audio recorded PowerPoint presentation. And you're also going to make a Word document to go along with it that includes the Creative Commons images, their rightful references, and the written transcript of what you're saying in your audio on the PowerPoint. So I'm going to read through this assignment and then show you an example of what one slide in the PowerPoint and one page of the Word document would look like, so you can get a feel for what it looks like for what I'm expecting you to turn in. So let's read through the assignment. Imagine you're being interviewed for one of the job postings you had looked up earlier. And if you didn't like one of those 2 job postings, find another one you really like. And imagine you're at your interview for this, and you're going to be asked 6 interview questions. Each audio of what you say in the PowerPoint slides is going to be the audio response as if you were asked these questions. So you're not going to restate the question at all, but as if you were talking to an interviewer, someone interviewing you across the table, just your verbal response to those questions. And the 2 pictures on each PowerPoint slide are going to be kind of pictorial representations of items related to what you're saying. So I want you to search through the Creative Commons licensed images to find the power of pictures to go along with your words, and 2 pictures per slide per answer to each interview question. So you're going to have 2 pictures on each slide. You don't need any fancy background or other things with the PowerPoint presentations, but you need to have 2 images that are Creative Commons images and up to 30 seconds maximum of audio recording per slide in the saved PowerPoint item you upload. So let's read through this. You will upload 2 items into Canvas. Be sure you have uploaded both items, a PowerPoint presentation and a Word file. So those 2 items are a 6-slide PowerPoint presentation that has 2 Creative Commons images on each slide, 30-second maximum audio recording per slide. There should be no text on the slides, just 2 images and the audio recording that answers the interview question. So you're going to upload a PowerPoint presentation with recorded audio. And then you're also going to upload a 6-page Word document that includes a page for each slide, so do page break between each page. And each page on that Word document should include the slide number as a titled centered in the page using bold font, 2 Creative Commons images used in the PowerPoint slides, so you just copy those same images over, paste them into Word. You might have to make them a little smaller in the Word document to fit on that one page, with the footnotes to properly credit the Creative Commons images with active links to all parts of the Creative Commons best practices for attribution. So just like you did before, you do that full attribution, and I'll show you this, in a footnote, and then a written transcript of the audio you've recorded on that slide and answer to the interview question using a 10-point Arial font. So it's going to be word for word what you said on slide 1 in PowerPoint, just written out in Word. I highly suggest you write out your answer first in Word for what you want to say in the PowerPoint, and this gives you a nice visual to read while you're recording your audio in PowerPoint. So it's like a written transcript word for word of what you're saying, but it lets you put your thoughts out onto paper in a format before you record that audio in PowerPoint. So interview questions. There's 6 interview questions. You should have 6 slides in your PowerPoint presentation. Each slide, the audio is as if you were answering this interview question. So pick 2 images that go with your answer, and you will say up to 30 seconds on each slide to answer these questions. And these are, tell us a little bit about yourself. What items about our larger company or organization interest you? Why did you apply for this specific position? If we hired you, what items do you think we could use to measure your professional performance in the first 6 months? This is something to think about, what you'd achieve in those first 6 months that they could look at as a company. What areas do you believe you have the most potential to grow professionally? So if they're going to invest in professional development, what areas do you think you could grow the most in that you really are excited about learning about and getting better at to form a more permanent, higher level position? And then what type of position do you see yourself working 5 years from now? So just the audio should be like you're answering those 6 questions, one per slide. And then you'll upload your assignment submissions into Canvas. Remember, you're going to upload 2 files, a PowerPoint presentation with recorded audio, 6 slides long, and a Word document that's 6 pages long. So I'll show you a little bit about what that would look like. So I guess we'll start with, let's start with reading that first question again. So I'm going to show you just my answer to tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll look at my PowerPoint. So I found 2 Creative Commons images. So for tell us a little bit about yourself, I put 2 Creative Commons licensed images on here, just gave them a little black border so they look a little cleaner, and then recorded a 30-second audio response for what was tell us a little bit about yourself. And I'm going to just play that right now. So it should be embedded in the slide that you can just play the audio from this PowerPoint presentation.
My name is Pamela Dicko, and I'm a mechanical engineering PhD graduate from the University of Florida. I'm a very hands-on instructor and like to teach both children and adults about engineering concepts using demonstrations. Part of my current research investigates innovative teaching spaces to see if different types of classrooms and learning laboratories promote student understanding and excitement about becoming engineers.
So that was my 30-second or less answer to tell us a little bit about yourselves. I chose these images because they went along with what I was saying. I'm a very hands-on instructor that likes to teach kids or adults about engineering concepts, and I'm doing research on engineering spaces and learning environments. So pick 2 images that represent your answer that are Creative Commons images and record your audio to go along with it. And you're going to do this 6 slides long for an answer for each one of those 6 interview questions. In addition to uploading this PowerPoint presentation with embedded audio, you're going to upload a Word document that's 6 pages long, and the instructions on that Word document, there we go, you're scrolling, there we go, said to include a title. That was the slide number that's centered in bold, so slide 1, this corresponds to my slide 1. Put the 2 images in there, those 2 Creative Commons images back in there, and you need to do the references for them like we've done before using those best practices for Creative Commons referencing as footnotes. So do footnote 1 here, footnote 2 here. If you go down to the bottom of this document, I'm going to have to make this window smaller to show it on the video for you guys. If we go down to the bottom of this document, I have those footnotes that are those active links using the format with the license and everything like we did for the earlier assignment in this course. And then I have my written transcript right here of slide 1. This is exactly what I said on the audio. I wrote this first, write this first, because then when I was recording it, I had this on another part of my screen and I could just read it off at a very leisurely pace and practice it a few times and get my answer down in a nice method before I recorded the audio in PowerPoint. And then I saw, initially I made it too long, it went over 30 seconds, so I edited it down to make it get under 30 seconds to practice that professional art of brevity in presentations and in answering interview questions. So this is what would look like page 1 of the Word document I submit, and then I would do 5 other pages that are just like this for slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, slide 5. You're going to save that Word document and upload it as well. So just remember to upload both things, do the checklist of all the things that need to be included, the audio recording, the 30 seconds per slide, 2 images per page, doing the proper referencing, put the slide number title on here, write out your transcript in 10-point Arial font down here, and you should be good. And the point of this assignment is for you to practice PowerPoint software, but the art of professional presentation and brevity in an elevator pitch where being able to express your ideas in a very compact form in responses to interviewer questions shows a very professional level knowledge of yourself, knowledge of someone else's company, knowledge of where you want to go, and confidence in those answers if you can answer them briefly without going or saying like a bunch of times, which I know I do. So it's a good professional practice and a good sum up to this course, and giving this pitch out based on your research on companies. You're now interviewing for one. And I really look forward to seeing what all of you guys do in this and to learn a little bit more about yourselves and where you want to go. And thanks for a great class this semester. Take care, guys.